What if the pain you're feeling right now isn't proof that you're losing, but proof that you're healing? Many people think recovery from depression happens overnight. It doesn't. It happens through small signs that most people overlook. Signs so subtle that you may not even realize you're making progress. In this video, we'll uncover 6 powerful signs that you're beginning to defeat depression, and why these changes mean your mind is fighting its way back to the light. Before we begin, if this video helps you even a little, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may be silently struggling. You never know whose life could be changed by a single message of hope. If you recognized even one of these signs in yourself, remember this: you are making progress. Maybe not as fast as you'd like, maybe not as visibly as you'd like, but progress is still progress. Depression wants you to believe that nothing is changing. The truth is that healing often begins long before you can fully see it. If this video helped you understand your journey better, subscribe for more psychology, mental health, and self-improvement content. And please share this video with someone who might be struggling right now. Sometimes a simple video can remind a person that they are not alone, and that can make all the difference. Keep fighting. Keep moving forward. Your story is not over yet. Depression has a way of convincing you that nothing will ever change. It tells you that this is who you are now, that the exhaustion will never leave, that the darkness will never lift, that no matter what you do, tomorrow will feel exactly like today. But depression is a liar. Recovery is rarely dramatic. It doesn't usually arrive with fireworks, sudden happiness, or a perfect morning where everything feels right again. Instead, recovery often begins quietly, in small moments, tiny victories, subtle changes that most people overlook. And because these signs are so small, many people don't realize they're actually making progress. They think they're standing still when they're really moving forward. If you've been struggling, this video is for you. Today, we'll explore 6 powerful signs that may indicate you're recovering from depression, and why you should keep fighting even when progress feels invisible. Understanding depression. Depression is not simply sadness. Everyone feels sad sometimes. Depression goes much deeper. It affects your thoughts, your energy, your motivation, your sleep, your relationships. Even simple tasks like getting out of bed, taking a shower, or answering a text message can feel overwhelming. Many people fall into depression because of a combination of factors: stress, trauma, loss, loneliness, chronic pressure, negative thought patterns, physical health problems, or sometimes reasons that aren't immediately obvious. Depression doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been carrying more than your mind and body can comfortably handle. The good news: people recover every day, and recovery often begins with these signs. Sign number 1. You start caring about small things again. One of the first things depression steals is interest. Things you once enjoyed suddenly feel meaningless. Your hobbies lose their excitement, your goals lose their importance. Life becomes grey. But recovery often begins when small sparks of interest start returning. Maybe you suddenly feel like listening to music again. Maybe you clean your room. Maybe you watch a movie and actually enjoy part of it. Maybe you become curious about something. These moments may seem insignificant. They're not. Interest is evidence that part of your mind is reconnecting with life. Depression thrives on emotional numbness. Recovery begins when feeling starts returning, even if those feelings aren't always positive, even if they're brief. The fact that you care about something, even for 5 minutes, is a powerful sign, because the mind cannot move toward healing while remaining completely disconnected. Small interest today can become motivation tomorrow, and motivation tomorrow can become transformation next month. Sign number 2. You start. Imagining a future again, depression traps people in the present moment, not in a peaceful way, in a hopeless way. When you're depressed, tomorrow feels pointless. The future feels empty. Many people stop making plans altogether. Why plan when nothing seems worth looking forward to? But then something changes. You begin thinking about next week, next month, even next year. Maybe you start considering goals again. Maybe you think about traveling, learning a skill, improving your health, building a career, finding meaningful relationships. These thoughts matter because hope always returns before confidence does. You don't need to fully believe in the future. You just need to start imagining one. The moment you begin seeing possibilities again, depression begins losing some of its power. A person who sees no future often stays stuck. A person who sees even a tiny possibility has a reason to keep moving. And sometimes that tiny reason is enough. Number 3, you start taking better care of yourself. Depression makes self-care feel exhausting. Brushing your teeth, taking a shower, changing clothes, eating properly, sleeping consistently. Tasks that once felt automatic suddenly become difficult. That's why one of the strongest signs of recovery is when you begin taking care of yourself again. Not perfectly, just consistently. You might start drinking more water, going outside, cleaning your space, getting better sleep, exercising occasionally, preparing healthier meals. These actions may seem ordinary, but they're powerful because every act of self-care sends a message to your brain. I matter. Depression often convinces people they're not worth the effort. Recovery begins when your actions start proving otherwise. You don't need to become a fitness model. You don't need perfect routines. You simply need to keep choosing yourself, one small action at a time. Sign number 4, your emotions start returning. This surprises many people. People often assume recovery means feeling happy all the time. It doesn't. In fact, one sign of improvement is feeling more emotions overall, including difficult ones. Depression often creates numbness. You don't just lose sadness, you lose excitement, love, curiosity, joy, passion. Everything becomes muted. As recovery begins, emotions often return. You may cry more, feel frustrated, get excited, laugh unexpectedly, become emotional during a movie, feel grateful for something simple. This emotional range is healthy. It means your mind is waking up. Think about it this way. You can't experience genuine happiness if your emotional system is completely shut down. Feeling emotions again, even uncomfortable ones, is often evidence that healing is happening beneath the surface. The goal isn't to feel good all the time. The goal is to feel alive again. Sign number 5, you begin reaching out. Instead of isolating, depression loves isolation. It convinces people to withdraw, to stay alone, to stop answering calls, to avoid friends, to avoid family, to avoid life. The problem is that isolation often makes depression stronger. Human beings are not designed to carry everything alone. That's why one of the biggest recovery signs is when you start reconnecting. Maybe you respond to a message. Maybe you call someone. Maybe you spend time with family. Maybe you seek support. Maybe you open up about what you're feeling. These actions require courage, especially when depression has convinced you nobody understands. Connection creates perspective, support creates strength, and strength creates momentum. You don't need 100 friends. You don't need constant social activity. You simply need meaningful connection. Even one supportive conversation can make a huge difference because healing happens faster when you stop fighting every battle alone. Sign number 6, you're fighting even when it's hard. This may be the most important sign of all. You haven't given up. You're still here. You're still trying. You're still searching for answers. You're still looking for ways to improve. You're watching this video, and that matters more than you realize. Recovery is not linear. Some days will feel great. Others will feel terrible. Some mornings you'll feel strong. Other mornings you'll feel exhausted. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. One of the greatest misconceptions about recovery is the belief that progress should look like a straight line. It doesn't. Real healing is messy. There are setbacks, bad days, moments of doubt. But if you keep getting back up, you're moving forward. Every time you choose to continue, despite the struggle, you strengthen your resilience. Every time you refuse to quit, you weaken depression's grip. Persistence is powerful. Sometimes the strongest person in the room isn't the happiest one. It's the person who keeps going despite carrying the heaviest burden. Most people imagine recovery as becoming the person they were before depression. But many people discover something unexpected. They become stronger, more compassionate, more self-aware, more appreciative of life. The struggle teaches lessons they never would have learned otherwise. This doesn't mean depression is a good thing. It isn't. But it does mean suffering doesn't have to be meaningless. The battle changes them, and often it changes them for the better. If you recognized even one of these signs in yourself, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. Don't dismiss it. Don't minimize it. Don't tell yourself it isn't enough. Recovery isn't built on giant victories. It's built on small wins repeated over time. A better morning, a healthier choice, a conversation, a walk outside, a moment of hope. These small moments become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become a new chapter of life. Keep fighting. Keep moving. Keep believing that change is possible. Because the fact that you're still trying means the story isn't over. And sometimes the people who struggle the longest become the strongest once they finally break through the darkness. Your future is still being written. Don't stop now.